Because pets are a member of our family. We absolutely have to get some information about them when it comes to their well-being. John Bentley is with us here. And Dr. Bentley, we are talking about skin conditions. And a lot of us, as we start changing the seasons, it's dry, now it's going to go to cooler, we start flaking and itching and things like that. Animals do too.
Oh, sure. In fact, I was just talking to you about this. This is the worst part of the year for allergy season. And so just about everything I see, probably 90% of what I see this time of year is itching skin.
Which is our question here. My dog, from Paula, my dog has reddish skin under his neck. He's constantly scratching. We've changed his collar. It still happens. What can we do for him?
Depends on where he's scratching. If it's just under the neck, then it could be a contact allergy with something.
It could be the collar.
It could be the collar, and if you switch collars, make sure it's made out of something different.
Totally.
Yeah, so if it's not, if it was leather, get a different. If it's nylon, get something different. The other thing is, there's no scientific basis for this, but most dermatologists will tell you that if you have a lot of irritation right here, from like here down to here, where the hairs disappear and you got this thick pink or black skin under there, that is a good indication of yeast infection in the skin. So you might want to talk to your vet about that. It also makes a big difference about if there's other places on the dog where the dog is itching. If it's the ears, the feet, the tail, all of those give us clues as to what might be causing it.
And I was asking the doctor, I said, can you use people stuff on dogs? And he said no, for a very good reason.
Well, you can. Most of them are safe, but the problem is that the dosages are way different in animals than they are in people. Some are way lower. Most of them are way lower. And using the human dosage levels for dogs is very dangerous, especially with antihistamines, which can actually cause seizures in about 10% of the animals.
Really?
If you're overdosing them significantly.
So what you may try to do to help them can make it worse.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why you need to go talk to someone who knows what they're talking about. All right, we have another question. This is from Tina. How do I get my dog to stop chewing on everything?
Well, that's a problem, and it's a behavioral problem that is very difficult. If it's a young dog, you can try to train them out of it. There are many different methods for doing that. There's scads of books on the subject, so I won't bore you to death with that. So you and I were discussing two methods. You could pull all their teeth or cover everything in Kevlar.
I was joking, of course. Yeah. But in Kevlar, that get a little expensive, and it makes your house look a little bit strange.
Looks strange. Yeah, it looks like you're one of those survivalist types.
So, which actually, if a dog's chewing on everything, you're a
survivalist.
Yeah.
No kidding. It is a very difficult problem. It is tough to handle. A lot of it just takes a lot of training. Young dogs, you have to teach them the difference between furniture and toys. Can be very difficult for a dog. They're not good at abstract thinking like that. Everything's a toy to them.
But cats will actually, you can steer them in one direction. They tend to, if you can
cats
give them
have
something.
more predictable behaviors. They're much less likely to chew on things. Their big problem is clawing on everything. And that is very, very difficult to stop.
Because they can do the same thing.
In fact, that is the number one reason why cats are declawed or thrown outside. Is that they're destroying furniture.
Declawing is
I'm not a big fan of it. But if it's that or death, oh sure.
I guess.
But if you got to remember that if you've got a declawed cat, number one, only do it in the front end, because if they do get outside, they can still climb a tree. They may not be able to get down very easily, but they can still climb it.
Yeah.
But the best thing is, if you have a declawed cat, is keep it inside. It is very dangerous for a cat to be without claws in the outside world.
No self-defense?
None.
Okay. All right. Well, these are some really good tips for you. Hope we solved your problems, answered your questions. And, of course, you can always call Dr. Bentley at his own business right there, and he'll tell you what to do and show you what to do and help your animal. All right. We'll be back in a few minutes.